Listen to Learn podcast.
Welcome to a very special, full-length, comprehensive episode of the Listen to Learn podcast, brought to you by English Practice Insider. This is a complete audio masterclass designed from the ground up for beginner English learners. The sole purpose of this entire prot is to help you build absolute, unshakable confidence when you step inside any store or shopping mall where English is spoken. Shopping is a beautiful and necessary part of everyday life. We shop when we travel to exciting new cities. We shop when we move to new countries for our careers. And we shop online from international websites. Yet, for many beginners, walking into a store and talking to the staff can create a lot of anxiety. You might feel worried about using the wrong words, or you might feel nervous that you will not understand the shop assistant when they tell you a price or ask about your size. Today, all of those worries will disappear. Throughout this time, we are going to explore every single detail of two fundamental shopping skills: how to ask for the price of any item, and how to find the exact size you need for clothes and shoes. There will be no complicated grammar rules, and there will be no multi-person dialogues to confuse you. Instead, this will be a steady, calm, single-voice guide. I am going to walk you through every sentence, explain the hidden meanings of retail words, and give you hundreds of practical examples that you can use immediately. To help your mind absorb this vast amount of information easily over the course of the hour, we have divided our journey into several dedicated learning sections. We will begin by mastering prices for single objects, then move to multiple items. Learn how to understand natural spoken numbers, transition into clothing and shoe sizes, explore how to communicate inside a changing room, and wrap up with a complete vocabulary review. Take a deep breath, clear your mind, and let these natural structures sink deep into your thoughts. Let us begin our first module, focusing entirely on asking for the price of a single item. Module 1. The core of singular price inquiries. Let us start with the most basic situation you will encounter. Imagine walking into a beautiful gift shop while on vacation. On a wooden table directly in front of you, you spot a unique ceramic coffee mug. You pick it up, you admire the design, but you notice there is no price tag attached to it. You need to know how much money it costs before you carry it to the cash register. Because you are holding exactly one single item in your hand, you must use a singular sentence structure. The absolute golden rule for this situation is a phrase that every beginner must memorize. That phrase is, "How much is this?" Let us hear that sentence again very clearly. How much is this? This short phrase is incredibly powerful. It is simple enough to remember on your very first day of learning English, but it is also perfectly polite and natural. You can use it at a humble street food stall, or you can use it inside an expensive boutique in Paris or London. It is always correct. The word "this" tells the person listening that you are talking about the single object in your hand or right next to your body. If you want to be more specific and name the exact object to avoid any confusion, you can easily attach the noun to the end of the phrase, replacing or joining the word "this." Listen to how simple it is to build these sentences. If you are holding a book, you say, "How much is this book?" If you are holding a leather wallet, you say, "How much is this wallet?" If you are holding an umbrella, you say, "How much is this umbrella?" If you are holding a water bottle, you say, "How much is this bottle?" Now, let us examine a second way to ask the exact same question. Instead of using the word "is," you can use the active verb "cost." When you choose to use the verb cost for a single item, you must also use the helping verb does. The full question becomes, how much does this cost? Let us listen to that structure carefully. How much does this cost? There is absolutely no difference in meaning between how much is this and how much does this cost? They are completely equal in their politeness and clarity. You can choose whichever one feels easier for your tongue to pronounce. Let us add nouns to this second structure to see how it works. How much does this shirt cost? How much does this backpack cost? How much does this watch cost? How much does this souvenir cost? By practicing both variations, you expand your language options, which is a fantastic way to build confidence as a beginner. Module 2. Distance and the singular form. In our opening module, we focused entirely on items that you could physically touch or hold. But as you walk around a store, you will frequently see items that are out of your reach. Imagine standing in a clothing boutique, and high up on a display wall behind the counter, there is a gorgeous jacket. You cannot touch it, and you cannot bring it close to you. You have to point to it from a distance. In English, when a single object is far away from your body, you can no longer use the word this. You must change your vocabulary and use the word that. Therefore, your primary singular question changes from how much is this to how much is that. Let us listen to the clear distinction. For an item close to you, how much is this? For an item far away from you, how much is that? When asking about an item at a distance, it is highly recommended to add the name of the noun so the shop assistant's eyes can follow your hand gesture to the exact spot on the shelf. Let us practice these distant singular sentences together. How much is that jacket on the wall? How much is that bag on the top shelf? How much is that painting near the window? How much is that watch inside the glass case? Notice how adding a short descriptive phrase like on the top shelf or inside the glass case makes your English sound incredibly functional and advanced, even though the grammar remains basic. We can also apply our alternative verb structure to a distant object. We simply take how much does this cost and change the word this to that. The question becomes, how much does that cost? Let us hear that sound clearly. How much does that cost? Let us attach nouns to this structure. How much does that bicycle cost? How much does that mirror cost? How much does that lamp in the corner cost? To ensure all of your shopping interactions feel warm, respectful, and polite, you should always start your sentences with a gentle phrase to get the employee's attention. Walking up to someone and immediately asking about money can sound a bit rude. To avoid this, always say, "Excuse me," before you ask your question. Let us practice the complete, polite, singular formulas together. Excuse me, how much is this? Excuse me, how much does this cost? Excuse me, how much is that? Excuse me, how much does that cost? These 4 sentences are your core tools for any single item you encounter while shopping. Now, let us move forward and look at how things change when we shop for multiple items. And that's all for part 1 of the Ultimate Beginner's Guide to Asking for Price and Size. Today, you've learned the essential building blocks of asking about prices in English. We explored the core singular price questions and discovered how distance can influence the way native speakers ask about an item's price. These simple patterns may seem small, but they form the foundation of real-world shopping conversations. However, there's one important question we haven't answered yet. What happens when you're asking about more than one item? How do native speakers naturally ask about the prices of several products at the same time? In Part 2, we'll explore the language of plural price questions and learn the expressions that English speakers use every day when shopping, comparing products, and making buying decisions. So make sure you join us for the next episode. Until then, keep listening, keep learning, and keep practicing your English. See you in part 2.
English Practice Insider. Fearless English, powerful future.